Hello, beautiful people of the internet. Daniel Rodriguez here, and welcome to my Fear the Walking Dead Season 3 premiere review. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. Make sure you have seen the Season 3 premiere, which aired yesterday. It consists of 2 episodes, Episode 1 and Episode 2. Now, let me tell you, man, I think I reviewed Season 1 on this channel, so Season 1 reviews are up. Season 2, some episodes are up. But I did see the finale of Season 2 yesterday for the first time because I just got disconnected a while back when they were airing and stuff happened and a lot of personal stuff. But I really did enjoy the final, like, 2-3 episodes of Season 2, especially with Travis's character. So the travesty that happens, get it, travesty? The travesty that ends up happening during this premiere, man. We're going to get into that and my feelings for it, and I have a specific question for you guys at the end of the video. So anyway, how this review works, it should take me about 3 or 4 minutes to recap the episodes, the 2 episodes together, and then I'm going to get to my pros, cons, and final score. So feel free, if you don't want to watch the recap, to skip some parts, some minutes ahead, and you can get to the pros and cons and final score. Anyway, before we get to the recap, I just want to say, right when it returned, I was like, it's back, you know, Fear the Walking Dead is back. I just saw 2-3 episodes of Season 2 right now. I'm very excited. I'm getting pumped. The first episode, damn, how awesome was that? There were really awesome scenes in there, and then Episode 2 came, and by the end of the premiere, by the end of Episode 2, I was like, it's back. We'll all get into that. So anyway, on to the recaps, then pros, cons, final score. Thank you so much for joining me, and here we go. So we begin the first episode with Travis and Co. getting captured by the military. Now, Travis and Co., which means he's with the whole group, our group, the survivors. Whether I say Madison and Co., Nick and Co., it's just N group. Just want to point that out there. So Travis and Co. are captured by the military, and they are separated at this military base. Now, Travis is with Nick and I believe it's Luciana, which is Nick's girlfriend. Now, there's military experiments going on where they kill civilians and they time to see how long it takes them to reanimate, which is some pretty spooky shit, especially for the military there, just because they're just killing random people. They pick me up off the street, they shoot me, and they're like, ah, he reanimated, blah, blah, blah. It's very weird shit there. So anyway, Travis and the others fight back. They try to escape. Steven, who is one of the people that helps Travis, ends up getting killed. Nick and Lucy are in the sewers, and they end up finding a herd of zombies. They end up going the other way, man. So they tried to escape. Herd of zombies everywhere, so they're going to have to head back inside that military base. So Travis is in a pit. The military grabs him, they throw him in a pit, and now he has to just gladiator his way through all these walkers. So anyway, Madison stabs Troy, which is kind of this good-looking, Lane Staley type of man. He's like the governor, but except not the governor for the military, I guess. Anyway, so he thinks he's cool, he thinks he's hot and all, and she ends up stabbing his right eye, I believe it was right eye, with a spoon. It would have been better if it was a spork, but it's a spoon. So anyway, Troy's brother ends up helping Madison and saying, okay, we'll get your family together, we'll stop. He's kind of the better brother. He's like the Jekyll and he's the Hyde, I guess, if I'm getting that analogy right. Anyway, Travis ends up killing all of the walkers in the pits like a true badass that he is. He's going to live throughout the whole entire series, right? So anyway, that happens, and the walkers are all over the base for some mid-reason, because Mickey from Shameless is there, and he ends up hearing something in the vents. Normally, when you hear something in the walls, I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. And then this guy's just opening a vent, and then rats come, and rats, maybe you should just go ahead and run. But no, he ends up looking, and that's his fault for looking again, and this walker just grabs him and tears him into the wall, like that scene from It, where Pennywise just ends up jumping into that drain, and he is so clay animation type of stop motion crap. So that reminded me so much of that, the way he ended up getting sucked in his head, and it was awesome though. So it was kind of reminded me of It. Anyway, I lost my part. So the walkers are all over the base. They escape. Helicopter, Travis and Alicia are together with Troy's brother, and with Luciana, and Nick and Madison are with Troy in a truck, and all the other military people in trucks. So Travis is shot, starting episode 2. The helicopter's going, Travis is shot. He ends up falling out of the helicopter because he's like, okay, I'm going to die. I might as well just sacrifice myself. He goes, he's dead. Hoping he's alive somehow. We're going to get to that soon. Anyway, so Madison and Nick arrive at this farm. And they enter. Jake's cousin is killed, which is Troy's brother is Jake. Anyway, Nick wants to leave the ranch. He doesn't want to stay there. Madison hears about Travis. She tries to do her best Rick Grimes. Coral. Tries to do that, of course. Anyway, Luciana is denied access because she's in a coma and she's near the verge of death. But anyway, Nick ends up pointing a gun at the guys and he's like, let her in. They let her in, of course. And, well, Strand ends up leaving with a new car at the end. He's staying at that hotel resort. He ends up pretending to be a doctor. Long story short, he's kicked out and he leaves. Wherever else he's going to go is where he goes. We'll see next episode. Anyway, now on to the pros and cons. Starting off with the pros. Now, in my opinion, one of the most badass things, if not the most badass thing about Fear the Walking Dead for me was Travis. Cliff Curtis is an awesome actor, and he has a long body of work, man. He appears in so many projects and movies, and he's just always better. All the time, he makes the movie better. Just like John Goodman, when he appears in a movie, and when you see Cliff Curtis in a film, he makes those scenes better. And honestly, when I heard he was in Fear the Walking Dead, I was excited, I was happy, and I enjoyed him in Season 1. Was he a wimp in there? Yes, he was. Now, we saw Travis grow the next 3 seasons, and mind you, it's very sloppy. The writing is very sloppy for character development. Walking Dead has better character development than what Fear the Walking Dead does. But Travis was so... The last 2 episodes of Season 2, where Travis just locked the door after he found out that Chris was killed, and he ended up beating those guys to death. I mean... The way that Cliff Curtis played it off, and even in the finale, it's absolutely amazing how Travis just turned into the badass that we all wanted. I thought that he was going to grow old and have a beard and wield a machete and stuff. I thought he was going to be the survivor. And then they kill him off in the beginning of episode 2. And I'm like, really? That's a con of him dying. But the thing is, Travis, just in the first episode, the way he got on the helicopter, he had the shotgun. It reminds me of the Vietnam days. I mean, Travis was badass in the first episode here in the premiere, especially him when he was standing up to the military guys, Mickey from Shameless and stuff. And so it is a shame that they ended up, hopefully he may be alive somehow, but it is a shame that they ended up getting rid of Cliff Curtis for whatever reason. You could have killed Alicia, I think her name's Alicia. You could have killed her off, because tell me, what did Alicia bring to the group? Well, what did Travis bring to the group? He brought badassery, if that's a word. He brought action to the show. He brought awesomeness to the show. And Alicia, tell me, who would have you picked to kill, Alicia or Travis? I mean, I'm just saying, you know. Also, something I really liked about the opening scene in episode 1 is with Travis and the group, they were already captured. It didn't show them walking to the border or the military base. It didn't show them getting caught, that they were already caught. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't have to show any of that, because the way Season 2 ended, Nick and Luciana were caught. The whole townspeople, they all ran away. Some were shot, some were killed, some survived. And then now in the beginning of Season 3, it may shock some people. It may be like, oh, how did they get captured, blah, blah, blah. But it all just makes sense that you just think in your head, they went to the place that they thought Nick was at, and they got caught. So I like how it's just a simple sort of opening, like just, we didn't have to show this happen. You could just kind of fill it in your head how it went down. Now, while I did enjoy most of the action during the premiere, especially during episode 1, I didn't notice any walkers that really stood out of the way, that really caught my attention. Usually during Season 2, I remember in Fear the Walking Dead that there were certain walkers that really caught my attention, and I was like, props to the makeup crew, props to them. In last night's episode, and not to say in every episode you have to see a walker that makes you go, whoa, but you're thinking it's a premiere, it's the big daddy of things. And there was really nothing that I really saw that really amazed me out of the walkers and the makeups and stuff, which is fine, whatever, you know. I'm not expecting, like, Walking Dead Season 7 walkers all burning in flames and stuff either. I mean, that's way ahead in the future in the timeline. But what I did enjoy about the walkers is the deaths of them. And especially the scene with Mickey from Shameless, the way the rats all came out. That was something different. And that was a little bit kind of a supernatural moment. Not Supernatural, the TV show, but it was so supernatural because it's like they're living in your walls as well. I don't know how that was in your wall. I don't know who died in the middle of the wall. That never is explained at all, but it was still creepy as hell for a military base or wherever they're at. But the deaths of the walkers, and again, Travis is a badass, like I said earlier. The way he fought in a pit, gladiator style, he used his bare hands, and that little shot there, when they have a gate in the middle of the pit, and there's like 20 or 30 other walkers on the other side, and they open the gates. And he just freaking, he just like runs towards them, man. Just like that Liam Neeson scene in The Grey with the wolf. He just runs at them. And long story short, he kills all the walkers in there. How, I don't know how he does it. Where he found the courage after a while, but I guess after Chris's death, he manned up even more and accepted the apocalypse and how the world is now. So again, with the deaths, especially with that like block, that cylinder block, cedar block, I don't know what to call it, but that brick, he ends up putting it on the walker, smashing his face in. I absolutely love that shot and how he threw the brick at one of the military guys. And before I go on to the cons, really to sum up all the pros that I really enjoyed out of Episode 1 and Episode 2, I didn't enjoy Episode 2 that much. Episode 1 was really my favorite pick out of the two, especially for the action, the way that Travis was handled, of course, because he was most of the most interesting scenes in there, especially the military base and seeing the military, how it really grossed me out. The way that Troy and his people, the way that they were doing that dirty work down there, it really disgusted me and made me think about in the apocalyptic world how that would be if there was a zombie apocalypse. They'd be doing tests and stuff, but to civilians, and they had those dead bodies in the front of the base and everything. I mean, it really was a messed up situation that made you feel like, yeah, this is the real world in a sort of sense. If anyone knows what I mean, it just felt real in a sense, like, yeah, now it feels like it's real problems in a zombie apocalypse. As well, Strand. I know I didn't really get to talk about Strand that much, but I really did enjoy his scenes as well. More better than Madison's. And I don't hate Madison at all. I think she's a really good actress, that girl, in certain scenes. I think all the actors have problems in a sense of delivery. I think they have delivery problems. Whether it's the writing or whether it's the way that they act it out. I think she's an okay actress. I will say not good, but I think she's okay. I think all of them are okay. It's just their delivery and the way that they end up. It's like, was it just one take? Did they just use one take and that's it? So that's kind of the problem with me for that, of the delivery of lines. But really, I think Strand, I kind of think it sucks that he ended up getting... They like leave the building, leave the hotel. So Strand ended up getting kicked out, which I think was pretty sucky there. It was so super slow with the girl and then she jumps out of the balcony, and he's not even like, no, nothing like that. There's a lot of logic problems where it's stupid logic. Like, think with your heads, and that's what I'm going to get into with the cons right now. But other than that, Travis being a badass. Also, I guess the way Travis ended up dying, I do think that was a cool shot of him falling from the helicopter and stuff. I do get the death thing because it did shock me, especially I thought he just grazed it, but I guess it did get into his throat enough where he would just bleed out. So it did get me. It really did, and I was a little bit emotional toward Travis' death. I did react to it to a sense where it did get me because he's the most character I really care about on the show. So other than that, those were my pros. Now on to the cons. I can already tell you right now that I have a strong feeling that that we won't be leaving that ranch until the mid-season finale, most likely, unless they end up switching it around. They do a little switcheroo and they end up leaving before the mid-season finale. But Troy's a villain. cliche. Ever since he showed up on screen, when he was in that truck in the beginning and they showed him, I'm like, he's gonna be a villain. He looks like the regular MTV pretty boy who gets cast to be the psychopath. It's cliche, and it really is. And the governor didn't get introduced until season 3. Look, we have a little mini governor in season 3 of Fear the Walking Dead. Oh, original. Jack, the brother who played one of the twins in the following season 3, he the helicopter guy and all that. He looks like he could be a douche too. He looks like he could either turn into a villain or he could just end up being a good guy for all I know. But I have a feeling he's gonna be a little wacky too sometimes. And the dad, that guy from Sons of Anarchy. I love Sons of Anarchy, don't get me wrong, but I never cared for that actor. He looks bored all the time. He says the same stuff all the time. He's just that old guy with a mug that comes around and, you know, Jax, wisdom. He's just that guy. No range, no nothing. He's the same guy over who just, oh, life was pretty hard. Yeah, you know, it's just that all the time. So I really am not liking the direction that we're going with the farm, and of course we got to see more about it. I could like it, but as of now, 2 episodes in, the cliche villain, you could tell that the dad either had, or not really the dad, but you could tell Troy probably had something to do with shooting down that helicopter. I don't know, could be someone different, but you could tell there's some mix-up going on. It's very, it's a cliche feeling. Something I mentioned earlier, Madison's reaction to Travis's death. Oh. But then I couldn't really hear, she wasn't really you would think she would be like, no. She was just like, like that's it. I really don't understand. I don't. It was really bad. It was really bad. I mean, acting-wise, it was just shit. It was really, really bad, man. I mean, seriously, it's like Travis would have been like, no, oh god, like he would have at least overacted it at least a little bit, but she was just like, oh, my plan worked. They shot him down. They got him. Like she's all behind it and shit. So anyway, it was just and mind you, a lot of the cons that I'm talking about all happened in episode 2. Do you notice that? Another thing, Jack, the cousin of the owner of the farm, that guy, she ended up saying, or he said, whistle if anything goes wrong. She whistles, and then she's dead. When you were getting eaten, did you not think about like, where's the logic? Where's the logic in that? Why didn't she scream when she was getting eaten? Does anyone else think about that? Why didn't she scream when she got bit? It is a really stupid thing. Like, whistle. Oh, I'm getting eaten by 3. Whistle. Like, what? It's so freaking stupid, honestly. That whole logic. Again, the logic it's not there. It doesn't exist in Fear the Walking Dead. Here's another one. I've been saying this since season 1. What does Alicia do? What does she bring to the show? And I don't hate the actress. I think she's good eye candy. I think she's beautiful. But what does she do? What does she do to the show? What does she bring? Nick brings more stuff. Madison brings more stuff to the show than what Alicia does. Also, something that wasn't shown during the Season 3 premiere is Ophelia. Now, I think at the end of Season 2, Ophelia was captured by that old man from Sons of Anarchy that lives on the ranch. That is the owner of the ranch. The one who he's like, this is a new nation. We're building a new world order. He didn't exactly say that, but is what he meant. We're building a new world order. Nick, hello, come here, blah, blah, blah. And like, so he's obviously a bad guy. Where's Ophelia? Where's she at? Where's my girl? You know what I'm saying? Like, so Ophelia's alive and yet Travis died. Why did Travis die? Where does it say on paper? Let's kill off Cliff Curtis. Yeah, the best actor on the show. Let's kill off the best actor on the show. Why not, right? Yeah, because no one is saying, oh, Madison sucks, because, like, really, out of the past 2 seasons, previous, Season 1, Season 2, there was hate on Travis, but there was more hate on Madison. Madison sucks, blah, 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 blah. And they kill off Travis. I just... logic again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time where we end up closing this down and I give you my final thoughts on the Season 3 premiere and my final grade, my final letter, and what I rank this. I will say again, Episode 1 was a really good episode. I thought it had the action in there, the little horror to it. It's been a while since it's had a good horror to it, and that was Mickey from Shameless when he was in the hall and the rats ended up coming down. All that stuff. So Episode 1 is a really good episode, enough where I would give it a B+. It's a good episode. It's not a great episode, but definitely, especially the opening with Travis and then Nick's right across from him, literally, and his eyes open and you see his reaction. That was all fun. That was all fine because I was hyped up then. And then Episode 2 started. They killed off Travis. Oh, okay, let's see where we're going. And then it just went downhill and downhill and downhill to the end of Episode 2. Episode 2, I'm not a big fan of. It was slow, and don't get me wrong, and we all know about the slowness. I'm not here to talk about all of that. We know how Fear the Walking Dead is, but I'm saying it got really slow to a point where, and I'm not one of those that needs action every 5 minutes. We had action in Episode 1, but Episode 2 wasn't going anywhere. It was just, we were just in a circle. That was it. The helicopter went down. They're still by the helicopter. No logic at all. And Nick is complaining. And the ranch. And we didn't even see inside the ranch, really. We didn't even go inside the ranch at all. We were more on the outskirts at the gate of the ranch the whole episode. So I'm surprised we didn't even go inside the building and see where the guy lives and see the medical bay. And so it's just really a mess, Episode 2 for me, where I'd give Episode 2 a C+. You see that? Episode 1, B+, Episode 2, C+. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to smack the like button. I'd really appreciate it. Comment down below, and this is my question to you. Do you think Travis is alive? Do you think there's any way he could have survived? Do you think somehow later on in the season, at the mid-season finale, it's going to be revealed that he survived and that someone ended up taking care of him and he's now like in some town or something? I don't know. Maybe the Morales family from The Walking Dead finds him and they're like, oh, hi, you know, hey, and then they end up crossing. I don't know. Do you think Travis is alive? Thank you guys so much again. Like, comment, share, and hit that subscribe button for more Fear the Walking Dead episodes every single week. I'll see you again next week, and until then, thank you so much. I review other shows such as Fargo, Better Call Saul, Into the Badlands, Preacher by the end of the month, and I will be doing episode reactions for Preacher as well. Thank you guys again so much. I appreciate you. Until next time, bye bye.